Oh, it's dark. Where's the switch? Alright, how you all doing? For that cup of tea. Mate. I've been wanting one of these all day. I've wasted like 5 cups of tea today. No, it's not yet. You'll be my reward. Where's my blankie? Where's my blankie? Okay. Yeah, alright. Lay off. Grown man needs a blankie. The story of today is pretty sound one, really. It's always goddamn something. I set out with a goal. There was a bunch of stuff I wanted to get done today, and I jumped through hoops yesterday evening to get it all done. I got like all the prep work, so I wanted to make sure that everything that needed to be done was done in advance so I could do other stuff today. I was having a little bit of a float day off, you know? So I scrambled to get everything done yesterday evening. It was done. Done, dusted, finished. So I'm going to get an early night. And then tomorrow, full steam ahead. No. No. So, instead of getting an early night, I ended up chatting to my mate Jet. Fantastic. Just got into this random call with Jet. Just got randomly talking, just randomly floating about. We ended up hanging out in VR chat for a bit. And damn it, that was fun, but I had to cut it short because I did want to get to bed. Still earlier than normal. 12:30, I think I left the call with Jet. It was rad. Flat out, it was rad. But made sure everyone else was comfortable. I just couldn't sleep. So I just sorted everyone else out and I couldn't sleep. And roll around the morning, I'm thinking, universe, mate, universe, please, right? I know we ain't always on the best of terms, right? But just do me a solid today, mate. Hey, just lay off. Just go easy on me. Just one day. One day, mate, please. Just be a dude. Be a mate. Be a bro. Just chill out. And the universe was like, nah. No chance, mate. Not for you. Not ever. I'm like, oh. Yep. It's always goddamn something. It's always goddamn something. Which is funny because none of my plans happened today. Nothing went according to plan today. Like I said, I just want to have a cup of tea, and I've wasted so many cups of tea today. It's just not working out. And I ended up having to be like the voice of reason and a moral compass today, which that's mental. If I have to be someone else's moral compass, that worries me. That's not my job. That is not my job. I've had to sit down and have a few pretty sound talks with some folks today. Just look, things ain't always going to go your way. I promise you this. But that doesn't mean that everyone's against you, you know? It doesn't mean that people hate you and they've got it out to get you. Sometimes things just don't happen. There are just too many variables for every plan to go smoothly every time. It just doesn't happen that way, you know? As I say, if I have to be the voice of reason, the role model to, let's just pretend someone else's kids. I don't even think I'm a suitable role model for my own kids. So the world's a bit topsy-turvy, you think? Because my stuff doesn't happen as I want it to, so I can't get angry. And if I can't get angry, no one else can. But, you know, it's one of those, look, I know you guys are upset, but you're just going to have to look at the bigger picture. Alright? Because sometimes it's not the other people that are wrong. if your plan falls apart, it's not always the other people's fault. Maybe it's yours. Now, hope for the best, plan for the worst. So if you're over-prepared, it don't matter so much, unless, being over-prepared drags the entire expedition down, but hey-ho, I'd rather be over-prepared and comfortable the entire time than not, and oh my god, we're dead halfway through. I've just been quoted happy. And I made myself another cup of tea, another one. Yeah, I drank the last one, well good. Just finished delivery of the bits. I've been listening to some tunes. I'll get back to that topic in a second because it does carry on to something else that I had happen today. But the quoting me happy bit, I just got a refund for something that I don't want anymore. And I didn't have to have the refund. The company didn't have to give me a refund. I'm well chuffed. Positive Grid. It's a company who makes audio interfaces and bits and bobs the like of that. Audio interfaces, guitar effects, plugins. They make an entire effects suite for like it's like an amp simulator. So guitar pedals, cab sims. I'm just basically saying the same thing over and over and over again. But they released a new audio interface, and as a kind of an impulse purchase, I picked up the Riff. But within about 30 seconds, I was like, you know what? I don't actually need, nor do I want. I don't actually want it. I don't really need it because I've got 1,000,001 other jobs that I could do this with. I could do this job with. This device doesn't actually have a purpose in my kit bag, kind of thing. And a month goes by and it never arrives. And it turns out there was a processing error on my order. So I'd been charged and I'd paid, but it was never going to arrive because of, as I say, a processing error. So I emailed and I said, can we fix it? And they go about it. And they agreed to give me a refund. They did want to send it out to start with. I was like, I don't actually need it because it's a month after I kind of wanted it, and I've managed to fill its role with 1 billion other devices. Behringer UMC 22, 204 HD, Focusrite Scarlett Solo, Scarlett 2i2, Zoom H4, Zoom H6. I've got 1 million other devices I could have done the job for. Neat feature set, not something I needed really. It was literally just a guitar interface, straight in, micro USB out, headphone out. That had like 3 built-in effects, and then you could use it to control your Positive Grid software on your phone or on your thing. And I was just I don't want it. So they quoted me happy, and they've given me a refund. Something's gone my way today. In fact, that's actually probably going to be the highlight of my day, other than my cups of tea and potentially a shower in a minute. Because I've just gone and spunked the money away straight away on a copy of DaVinci Resolve. I've just gone and ordered a copy of DaVinci Resolve Studio 17. So that should arrive in a couple of days. So I will then have a multi-plat video editor for Windows, Mac and Linux. My multi-plat audio editor is Reaper, and now I'll have DaVinci. Don't really need DaVinci. I mean, I could use Kdenlive on Linux, I could use iMovie and Final Cut on Windows. Windows fucking, what's that one called, the one with the Apple? The Mac. Fucking lack of sleep, man, come on. Fizz, get in there. And what was the one that I haven't said that's left? Oh, fuck it. Windows. I'll be Sony Vegas, Premiere Pro. You could use Kdenlive on that as well. But, there are many other multi-plat alternatives, but the fact that DaVinci is kind of the big one on Linux that had this accelerated. I've used it before, it is alright, just the free version's trash. If you use the free version and use that to judge the full version, oh god, don't. Because the free version is absolutely gutted. But as I've said before in many a video, DaVinci is one of those few programs that they're not asking for a subscription for anymore. At least in the video editing space. I mean, you know, you've got Final Cut and DaVinci. Near enough everything else is going subscription based. I shouldn't have to pay a subscription for a fucking video editor. Shove it up your... Anyway, quote happy. Thank you, Positive Grid. I'm sure your interface is great. One of my mates has got the interface, the riff. He thinks it's brilliant. It just wasn't a fit in my bag. Impulse buy. They didn't have to give me a refund. So if anyone says Positive Grid's customer service is shite, not super fantastic magic, but they're alright. They did me a solid. Just in case anyone's curious, this is what the riff that is. It's guitar in, headphone out, and micro USB to computer, guitar tuner and all that kind of stuff. It's a nice little box that interacts with the Positive Grid amps in software. My mate who's got one and uses it, he uses the Rocksmith ASIO drivers, so instead of using the real tone cable, uses this ASIO drivers, and then if you want to stream that, you just use the ASIO plugin for OBS and you're good to go. ASIO's like low latency audio, really oversimplified there. Low latency, high quality audio. I get to make another cup of tea. No. Stop, you're going to make noise. Right. Just quickly, as I thought about it, I don't know if I was entirely clear about the multi-plat thing. I'm not saying that Adobe Premiere and stuff like that are multi-plats. There are other multi-plat things out there. Not saying that Adobe is and all that. Well, Adobe technically is because it's Windows and Mac. And Kdenlive is Windows and Linux. I don't know if it has a Mac version, but I mean there's no reason for it not to have a Mac version because it is open source. But like, I really like true multi-plat programs. So if a program or app is on, same thing really. If it's on Windows, Mac and Linux, that's the one I like to gravitate towards. It's one of the reasons why I really like stuff like Audacity. Really powerful for what it is. It's destructive, but that doesn't matter. The way that it edits audio is destructive. It doesn't matter. But it's there on Windows, Mac and Linux. So if I have a project on Windows, I can move it over to the Mac, or I can move it over to Linux. I don't have to worry about going, something is broken here, or I'm switching platforms, or I've gone to a place where this isn't available. It's just like they're everywhere. Reaper, it's on Windows, Mac and Linux. Good job. And DaVinci is on Windows, Mac and Linux. So it doesn't matter where you are, what platform you're on, you have access to those tools. Will you necessarily have access to the same plugins, like third-party plugins? No, but if you're only using the raw feature set of the application itself, chances are you're covered across the board. So, rocking. Multi-plat is really the way to go, and has been the way to go since, I don't know, the early 2000s, like honestly. And same with crossplay, by the way, that's just the way it is. We've been doing it since the 2000s, let's keep going. 2022 now, let's start doing on the regular what we were doing back in 2003. It's been nearly 20 years. And then going back to the start, just quickly, okay? The universe doesn't always line up with what you want it to do. And the thing that I said earlier actually ties into later on in the day, because my boys had terrible days at school today. They bombed out hardcore. And after kind of talking to them, I ended up having the same conversation that I was having with other people throughout the day. You know, like, what is the groove? What is the problem? What has caused this random issue to the day? And near enough everyone that I've spoken to today has tried to point the finger at somebody else. And I'm not entirely sure, well, I do know why. It's because, you know, people don't seem to like to think that they're wrong, but I know I'm wrong all the damn time. Just sometimes you have to own it. It's not okay, depending on what it is you've done wrong, to be wrong. There's nothing wrong with making mistakes though, we should learn from mistakes, but it's how you cope with those failures that will define you. Same with your successes really, it's how you act on these things that will define you as a human being. You just got to process and understand that you are part of a bigger picture. And so in talking to my kids, it's like, so what's all this about? Well, this happened, and then I did this, and then this happened, and then I got told off for it. But I didn't think that was fair. They should have told off someone else for it. I was like, okay, why? Well, because of this. But from what you've gone and told me, from an outsider's perspective, you were in the wrong. They look at you. What? Yeah, you were in the wrong. You were the one that escalated it. Like, it wasn't like full-blown fisticuffs or whatever, but, you know, punching each other out and throwing chairs at each other or anything. But, like, essentially, like, okay, if someone comes to me at a pub, right, and they call me a prick, and then I throw a right hook, who is it the police do? Them or me? Me, because I was the one that went way too far with it. I didn't just go, oh mate, stop being such a fucking bellend, and then just let it go at that. Because then if they came at me, well, they'd have been the one that done, because they were the one that escalated it. But from what I can tell, none of these people did anything wrong, so let it go, kind of thing. You know, and don't make assumptions. Don't pretend that you know how people feel. You know, don't pretend you know what people's motives truly are, because you don't. You can predict, but don't just guess without probing for extra input, kind of thing. Learn as much as you can about the situation before you go and jump. You know, make that full jump both feet, because just not the wise. And I just thought, am I really the one? Am I, for my own children? Sure. Am I qualified to give this advice? Sure. Other people's lives, probably they're not. But I always worry that I'm steering people in the wrong direction. I just think that some of this stuff is it's terribly obvious. It's absolutely obvious. You know, hopefully the boys will have better days. Frankly, I ain't gonna make excuses for them. I could make a million excuses. They're tired, they're not feeling well and all that, but I can say that about anyone, but it doesn't justify being a dick. The rules of life are avoid death and try not to be a cunt. And if you're too young to say try not to be a cunt, then, you know, don't be a dick. You know, avoid being a dick. It's that simple. Just, you know, condense everything down to those two rules, you're good. Eventually you will the reason that avoid death is actually there, because someone said, but everyone dies. Yes, they do. But the point is, eventually everyone will be a dick as well. You will screw up on those two rules. It's just the point of look, don't do them as best you can, kind of thing. Eventually the time will come when you get screwed, and then how you react to those things is what define you, kick in, and... But... just... a repeat of yesterday, just universe, just give me a break, eh? Please. So everything I wanted to do today, I'm pushing to tomorrow. And realistically, all that is, or all that was, playing Metro Last Light Redux. So I can have a chat with Suffolk Ram about it. But I want to go and have a shower, have another cup of tea. Probably not actually the best thing to go there. Look, hey, if I drink a cup of tea and I'm up all night, that's my fault. It's no one else's fault. No one else told me to make the cup of tea. No one told me to throw it over someone or whatever. That's my choice. Take responsibility for your own damned actions. Okay? Oh, I didn't have a choice. There's always a choice. And just also be careful when someone says to you they're a good person. People have a right rag at me, just quickly. People rag at me for saying that I'm an asshole, right? Like I say I'm an asshole, right? When someone says they're a good person, they're usually the first people to bend when their morals get pushed. Right? They're the first ones that stab you in the back when things get tough. So just... I'm not saying that for everyone, I'm just saying, generally speaking, when people have had it easy a lot, Right, when they have the cushy lifestyle, as soon as things get kind of when the pressure starts getting put on them, they don't like it and they bend. So just fucking mate, that's really bad to say. Hope you're well, and I'll see you all with a bit of luck in the next one. I'm not saying go out and trust a serial killer. I'm just saying at least you know what you're getting there. Fruit Loops fucking deserved it. Cat and Crunch, get fucked. See it. That made no sense, I know.